Hi everybody, it's Heather, the Butterfly Effect Raw Food Vegan Weight Loss. And today is Wednesday and it's weigh-in Wednesday. So I want to go over how I did this week. Food-wise, I did really well, and I had one day that was more challenging, which was Sunday. My daughter graduated from college. I know I keep talking about that, but it was quite an exciting day. And um, I didn't prepare as well as I could have. I really should have done some pre-eating for the events that I went to, but I knew that there was going to be a brunch, and I knew that there was going to be a special celebration dinner. And so at the brunch, the only thing that there was for me to eat was some fresh fruit. And I did slip up a little bit and have some hash browns that were, I'm sure made with oil. I just was like super hungry, and that I had a really small portion. I maybe had a square this size, that big. So, calorically, it probably wasn't that horrible, but it definitely wasn't ideal, and it isn't what I would have done if I was at home. And then at dinner, again, went to this seafood place that had nothing for me, just like my extended family always does. They never pick a place that I can find anything. They did have a kale salad. It came only pre-dressed, so I had to have the dressing that the place gives you. And so I'm sure it had oil. I'm sure it had sugar. It was like a lemon vinaigrette. Again, could have been a lot worse. And I made the best choice I could. And sometimes that's how it is. Sometimes we just have to make the best choice we can, given the circumstances that we have, and that's just how it is. Exercise-wise, I'm really excited. I got a Fitbit. Hello, Fitbit. And that has been, I had one before, and I really liked it. I find it to be a huge motivator. It makes me want to move more, and that can never be a bad thing. I really like tracking my food on it too, because it saves all the recent ones, and I do a lot of repeater eater where I just eat the same things over and over. So that has been really helpful and really easy for me. And so exercise has been really good this week. There have been days when I have done double my step goal, how many steps I try to do in a day. And like on the graduation day, the day that I ate some things that I just probably wouldn't have chosen. I know I wouldn't have chosen otherwise, but it was still the best choice I could make. And I did do like double the walking that day than I normally do. So it does make you feel better, that you know that you're mitigating some of the harm and some of that kind of stuff when you're doing a lot of exercise. I have not tried my Urban Rebounder yet. I'm a little scared, but mainly I just haven't done it. It has just been really busy these last few weeks. And I was waiting to get it to be under 300. So now that I qualify, I really got to try out the Urban Rebounder. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited to move my lymph around. That's one of the reasons that I really want to do that. And I know that walking moves your lymph around too, though. So walking is still awesome exercise, and I'm really happy that it's become enjoyable for me again. And I really want to step it up. I keep saying that, but I just need to make the effort and do it, and just bump up those numbers. As far as other things in my life, so spiritually, I have been doing some practices that I always feel weird about talking about this, but I'm just going to share what I do just so that other people might find it beneficial. So without proselytizing, without telling you should do this is what I do. I have quiet time with God every day, where I do some Bible study, do some listening, do some praise and worship music, and that's a priority, and you do that every day, and that's how you start out your day. And then I go to church service once a week, and I also belong to a small group where it's more like another Bible study, or just we talk more about the weekly lesson. And then part of that is a service. So I also do some service. Right now I'm doing that with, I'm in the children's ministry. So it's not the people who take care of the kids on Sunday, but people who do community service for kids in the community, specifically focused on kids. So we have a foster kids program. We have holiday parties that we do for children that are at risk in the community, and youth group programs and stuff like that. So that's what I mean when I say do my spiritual practice. And sometimes I'll let stuff slide, like, if I get busy and then I don't have as long of a quiet time, something like that. So when I give myself a grade, I'm, want to put that as a commitment. The reason that I think that those things are important is, well, first of all, that if you want to know where I get my strength, that's where I get my strength. I hardly ever have a slip up these days, and I believe that the fruits of the Spirit are self-discipline. I really believe, because there's no other explanation for why I'm able to do this, and I never was able to do it before in my whole life without screwing up. Even before, when I was on a raw food diet, I would mess up all the time. And this time around, I just feel bulletproof. I just feel like I will not screw up. And you can wave whatever you want under my nose. And I don't want to get arrogant about it. I don't want to take it for granted. I don't want to take credit for it. I can't explain any other way except that Holy Spirit is sustaining me, because for 45 years I couldn't do it myself. So you go figure. You can draw your own conclusions. So that is the spiritual practice that I wanted to share. Then for emotional health, again, this is emotional times. Whenever any big milestone happens, it makes me grieve for my parents again. And also, my daughter grew up. My daughter's grown up. My daughter's graduating. My daughter's starting her own life. And so it was an emotional week. It just makes you think about a lot of things, and might be looking at transitions again, as far as people moving into my house, people moving out of my house. So there's just a lot of stuff going on there. But I feel like I'm handling it really well. When I get upset, my instinct is now to go for a walk, when my instinct used to be to grab the nearest bag of whatever. So as far as taking care of responsibilities so that they don't stress me out, that's something that I always struggle with, and I'm struggling with it right now, and I don't give myself a very good grade for that. Hopefully I'm going to make some big strides this weekend. I'm going to try to do that estate sale again, so I can mark that off my list, and just keep plugging away at it. It's something I struggle with, but I need to keep working at. And so finally, sleep. My back is feeling better, and so I feel like I'm getting more sleep, and that makes me really, really happy. Not having as much trouble with the insomnia, so that makes me super, super happy. And then finally, I think, let's see, did we do all of them? Intellectually, I've been learning a lot. I've been watching a lot of what I call the doc stars. So my favorite one right now is Dr. Clapper. He's hilarious. If you don't know, if you haven't heard of Dr. Clapper, Klaper, watch his YouTube videos, because he's hilarious. He's a vegan doctor that just really is funny and great. So so intellectually, doing a lot of research and a lot of things like that. And then finally we have how I did weight-wise, and I had a good week. I went from 299.3 to 266.5. So I still can say that I am under 300 pounds. So I'm super happy about that. And I'm super happy that it's still going down for real. And it was a really good week. I hope you guys are having an awesome week. I'll be back next week to check in with you. And if you want to share in the comments what kind of spiritual practice you have, I think that might be an interesting topic. And even if it's completely different from mine, even if you're not Christian, even if you're not even a particularly like religious person or whatever, I just think it would be really interesting to hear if you think that that's important and what you do to nurture yourself in that way. Have a wonderful week. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.